Now that you sat down, could I have everyone please stand? Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Michelle, we okay? We're on? Thanks. We'll call the meeting to order. Ann, could we have the roll call, please?
Mayor McNulty Ryan.
Present.
Executive Assistant Maggie Alex.
Present.
Trustee Files.
Present.
Trustee Jones.
Present.
Trustee Belakapitsky.
Present.
Trustee McGivern.
Present.
Trustee Vieira.
Present.
Trustee Johnson.
Present.
And Attorney Legnard.
Present.
All present and accounted for. Do we have anything for public
No, we
forum?
don't, I checked.
Okay, thank you. We have nothing for public forum. Next on the agenda is the approval of minutes. Everyone has a copy of our meeting from September 20th. Does anyone have any additions, deletions, corrections? If not, could I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Communications and actions. Ann, you have a happy letter.
We have a letter from Stephen Giordano from the Albany County. I'm not sure what department he's from.
Mental
but-
health.
Pardon me?
Mental health.
Oh, all right. And is addressed to Chief Parker. I am writing to you today in reference to an emotionally disturbed person call on September 28, 2021 at 4:30 p.m. to which 2 Green Island Police Department officers responded along with 2 social workers from the Albany County Mobile Crisis Team. That afternoon, we responded to a call for assistance from the mother of a 37-year-old male who reported that her adult son was behaving in increasingly bizarre, aggressive, and threatening ways. Our social workers requested assistance from the Green Island Police Department and met officers Piazza and McCune. On the scene, the patient became extremely combative and as a result required physical restraint. It has been reported to me by the social workers on the scene that throughout this difficult and potentially dangerous encounter, both Green Island officers maintained a calm, compassionate, and professional presence. They continued to engage and build rapport with the patient despite repeated attempts by the patient to bring physical harm to them. As a result of their excellent work, the patient was eventually transported safely to the hospital with no injury to anyone on the scene. The patient was later admitted to Albany Medical Center for needed psychiatric treatment. We so often end up providing services to the same individuals in distress. We know how challenging your job often is and how too often your work goes unacknowledged. So I just wanted to take a moment to say we appreciate what you do and we appreciate having had the chance to collaborate with 2 officers that help make a difference for all involved. Best regards.
Ordered file. I'm so happy when someone takes the time to acknowledge our officers, because a lot of times the only time we hear is when somebody's not happy about something. And quite honestly, our guys and gals do an amazing job. And the fact that the county is now sending people that are trained in this kind of thing to help with the officers, so the officers can keep it safe, but they know how to talk to the patient and everything. So I'm thrilled with that, and hats off to our officers. They do a great job. Next on the agenda is the approval of claims. Everyone has a copy. Does anyone have any questions? If not, can we have a motion to pay the bills?
Make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next is the police activity report. Anyone have any comments? If not, could I have a motion to accept the police activity report?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next on the agenda is the fire department report. They've been pretty busy too. Anybody have any comments to make? If not, could I have a motion to accept the fire department report?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next on the agenda is the consideration or the submittal of the monthly report by the treasurer. Everyone has a copy, and Michelle answered all my questions earlier today with my little yellow flag. So, does anyone have any questions? If not, could I have a motion to, accept the monthly report by the treasurer?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next on the agenda is consideration of adjustments to the water and sewer. It appears that everything is pretty random, or, routine here. Could I have a motion to, make the adjustments?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. If you'll excuse me for 1 minute, this is the chief calling, I just don't know what it is, so I'm just. Hello? Yeah. Just stepping up, we're in a village board meeting, I just stepped out because of the shield.
You're gonna get up there, Joe. We're gonna get.
We are still live, just a reminder.
On the toast points?
Yeah, I can't.
Nice.
I always want something different, but I'm like, no.
Just put it in
can't do
the-
it.
can't change it. Just gotta recall. I assume it's the same.
What are you doing? Start over. When we were 20 years old. That's when they had a roll.
Sorry about that. He just filled me in on the backside. I apologize for that. Next on the agenda is consideration of the monthly report for the Parking Violations Bureau. Everyone has a copy. Any questions? Michelle is here, she can answer them. If not, could I have a motion to accept the monthly report by the Parking Violation Bureau?
Make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next is consideration of authorizing the mayor to sign the renewal agreement with CDPHP for Medicare Advantage for 2022. You all have copies of it. Maggie, do you want to make any comments?
It's a good comment. So good news is there's no changes to the plan and there's no changes to the premium for CDPHP.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah.
That's a first, huh?
Yeah. Can I have a motion to authorize me to sign the agreement?
Make the motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next is consideration of the renewal agreement with Blue Shield of Northeastern New York for Medicare eligible. Copies were provided and show a decrease of approximately $6 a month. Okay?
With no changes to the plan. So that's exactly right. No changes to the plan. Decrease about $6 per person per month. So that's also good news.
Yeah. Any questions? If not, could I have a motion to authorize me to sign the agreement?
Make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next is consideration of authorizing the mayor to sign the Albany County Stop DWI agreement for 2021. This always comes in late in the year, but it goes back to everything that we've done. Mag, you want to comment?
Yeah, it's an annual contract and it's basically to receive money. So we always like those kind of contracts. And it's in the amount of $4,000 for Stop DWI.
Any comments or questions? If not, could I have a motion to authorize me to sign the contract?
I'll make the motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next is consideration of authorizing the mayor to sign an updated contract with JEM Incorporated, that's Mastriani, for accounting services in connection with the Section 8 Housing Choice Voucher Program. This is going to be from now until the end of the year.
To the end of the year. Beginning January 1 of 2022, Mastriani is changing the services they're going to provide to Section 8 housing, or Section 8 programming. So what they're doing is just reiterating their contract is good till the end of this year, and then we'll negotiate a new contract with them come January 1. So this will get us through the end of this year.
And basically, you all know Ted's been in to do his annual thing with us and everything, and Ted is looking to retire, so we need to figure out what we're gonna do. So Maggie set up a meeting that we're gonna meet with Mastriani and figure out, do we wanna go all with them, or do we wanna keep it separate? At first blush, my inclination would be, these guys do this all the time, let them do everything. Because we just don't have the staff to, and Ted's been doing this a long time, so it would take a while to get somebody trained for something like this, and it's only a part-time job.
So there's really no benefit for us to keep it ourselves at this point.
No, it probably would be a burden, and as long as, my feeling is, as long as Mastriani knows what they're doing, so as long as HUD can pay for the costs of everything, so it isn't a burden to the village,
Right.
then we should probably stick with that. So that's what we wanna sit down and talk with them, you know, what our allotment is from HUD, is that gonna cover everything?
Yeah, because it's not so much keeping it separate, Ted does what he does and Mastriani, it's either we have to take all the accounting services back or give them what Ted does, so it's kind of like the option to split it kind of in half is
Not there.
not there anymore.
And Michelle said she'll quit if we take.
That is one job
I was only joking about that.
Excuse me,
Very stringent.
besides like Ted's accounting part, does he oversee inspections, things like
Yes,
that?
he does.
Yeah.
Now-
And that's one of the things that we wanna talk to Mastriani about, because part of theirs is they would just do all the inspections and everything, and I feel very strongly that our code enforcement person has to go on those inspections and do that, because that's our way of getting in and making sure that everything is okay. Because a lot of times our code people go into a situation and come back and realize we've got other issues going on here, and we don't know about those unless we have somebody, you know, from the Green Island team that's in there. So I feel very strongly about that. I don't know how the board feels about it, but I think we need to be included in it.
Okay. I agree with you.
So we're gonna meet with them. Maggie set up an appointment so we can give you an update next month for how that's going, so. And probably we'd have to make a decision by December's board meeting.
Exactly.
Next on the agenda is other business. Tony submitted
You need a
a,
motion for that one.
oh, can I have a motion, sorry about that, to sign the agreement?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Okay, now we go on to the next one. In other business, Tony Caesar has submitted a GIPA and DPW monthly recap. And these are really good, because I think sometimes you don't realize how much they're out there doing a lot of the things that they're doing. So he's looking for input. If anybody wants to make a comment, or if anybody sees anything that they think needs attention, let them know, because they're very responsive to everything. Maggie will tell you, anytime we call them on anything, they're there right away. Our board forum, you all know that we've had some damage up at the river park and all. I think we've got everything. Our police department did an excellent job on it. I think we have everyone who's been involved in it. And Maggie and I met today with Kim Ross, who's the superintendent, and they have a new gentleman, I believe they call him an equity officer or whatever, that he's trying to make it so no kids are lost in things, whether it's an economic situation in their family, if it's an ethnic thing in their family, or a race thing, or whatever, that we kind of try to get all the families on an even playing field, and I think that's very important. So they've asked us to partner with them to not so much from our end go into disciplinary things, but try to figure out what people need. How can we make things better for families? You know, we've got a lot of families in Green Island that are single parents, they're working, they're trying to raise multiple kids, and it's difficult. So we've got some ideas. I'm gonna reach out to Sheriff Apple and District Attorney Soares and County Executive Dan McCoy, and see if there's some county resources there somewhere that we could bring into the school. Maybe get a school resource officer, which we had years ago, but didn't really function that way. There were more security than they were anything. We're looking to really try to get some good communication open in the community and get everybody working together. Because the issues that we've had, we have a very small number, and Maggie can back me up on this, that cause the issues. The thing that we're trying to stop is the good kids that are just trying to feel part of this group that are going the wrong way. We want to make them understand they need to stand up for themselves and not be part of this. So that's a very important thing. I don't know if you want to add something or if I'm not making myself clear.
No, I think you're perfectly clear. I think it's more or less reaching out to the kids and the families to see what they need from us as a community, what we can provide them. And that, you know, stems from recreation all the way up, the schools starting, you know, new sport programs for non-athletic kids, like gaming sports teams and like other things that will interest them, that may keep them busy enough and give them some type of purpose that maybe will redirect their energy
and make them
to
feel
something
part
more
of
positive.
something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're open, certainly open to the idea. They were very open to the idea. So, you know, because separately we're at kind of a loss. So we're like, you know, now it's time to get together and hopefully do something that will be a positive change.
And you know, one of the things that Kim Ross said was, she said, you know, if you have a situation in the park, if we can let them know about it before the kids come into school the next day, they can reach out and be aware of what's going on. So if somebody comes in and they're angry about something that happens, so you can kind of, you know, work with everybody and stem some things off and be understanding. So we're gonna give it a shot.
Yeah.
And you know, see what happens. The other thing, does anybody on the board have any questions about anything there? We're also going, I'm sorry, what?
Willing to try anything.
Yeah,
Right.
it's, absolutely. The other thing is we're gonna have our Halloween parade. It's gonna start down here where it usually does, and we're gonna make our usual route that we go. But instead of having costume judging and stuff this year, we've reached out. Maggie had Emma send out emails to businesses and groups in Green Island to see if we could do what we tried to do last year and ended up with the COVID issue and had to cancel everything. But like they reached out to the gig, and the gig's gonna buy candy and they're gonna have a table and maybe we'll dress up. But you know, have the kids come in and just trick or treat through the park. So they're safe, they're distanced, but they can still have Halloween, because we gotta let the kids have their childhood again. I mean, we can't go too many years with not letting them do anything.
And it's gonna be earlier.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Yes.
during the day. It's gonna be during the daylight hours, so we're gonna do it at 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock parade.
And we'll probably get up there, we'll be milling around the, you know, floor and stuff, and, but we're not gonna do cider and donuts because people gotta take masks off, they gotta do all kinds of things. So we're just gonna try to stay safe, but still let the kids feel like they have their Halloween.
Right.
So I don't know if the board has any comments or anything on that.
If anyone would like to set up a candy table, let me know.
Yes.
So people will still be going around trick or treating.
Yes.
Yeah, we can't, there's no way to prevent that.
But I think there's gonna be a lot of folks that won't answer their door, especially older folks that are
Right.
scared of,
Yeah.
you know, contracting COVID. I just wanna make a comment that, you know, Colin Powell died, of COVID. He was fully vaccinated. And I was very fortunate to be able to meet him back in the 1990s when my brother was in Congress and I went down for a conference. And he was he just had such a presence and just such an elegance about him that, you know, it really is a loss. And he's one of those people that proved you can do your job. It doesn't matter if you're Democrat or Republican. He worked under 4 presidents, Democrat and Republican, and he did one hell of a job. So we gotta keep doing what we can do to protect people. And, you know, like I said, he took all the precautions and he still lost. But 'tis what it is. Anybody on the board wanna talk about anything? Boy, everybody's quiet tonight. If there's nothing else, our next meeting is Monday, November 15th, and we'll be gearing up for Thanksgiving, which we're actually gonna be able to have with our families this year. So I'm very excited about that. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Make the motion.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And it's carried. Thanks, everybody.